Hi everybody, and sorry for the little delay. We are 5 minutes late, but this lesson is focused specifically on the Irish accent and vocabulary that we use in Ireland. So we will use a television series, and it's a very famous Irish television series called Fair City, and we will look at 2 or 3 scenes in particular, very similar to the previous weeks, and we will try to analyze the script, the vocabulary, and the accents during this program. In my opinion, it's a fantastic activity. It's a very good way to learn Irish expressions and to understand the Irish accent. But people speak very quickly, and for this reason, it's very difficult to understand the first time. However, I will try to help you understand the vocabulary and the expressions, and hopefully, this will benefit you. So, welcome to everybody who is joining again, and welcome to anybody who is watching new and watching live or recorded. I hope that you will enjoy the lesson. If you have a comment, if you have a question, you can put your comment here in the chat, and I will just put the message here. So Sandra, hello, thank you for watching again, and I appreciate everybody watching this program. So I hope you will enjoy the lesson, and let's begin. So as you can see, this is the topic, but as well, you are welcome to contact me, and I have the information here, for example, on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Pinterest, and WhatsApp. This is all the information if you want to contact me and join on social media. That is possible. Everything is free, but if you want to support me, you can make a donation with the bank, or you can make a donation via PayPal as well, and hopefully you might be able to support me. At the moment, I'm looking for support from companies and businesses and organizations or charities, so hopefully I might have some support soon to continue this project. And that's it. So of course the company can advertise here. If you are a business or a company and you want to advertise, you can put your company information here, and I can explain more about your company to everybody watching. Subtitles are also available, so if you want to follow my subtitles, basically you can select the subtitles option, and you can follow Subtitles on Facebook as well. So just let me close this and make it smaller. And finally, my schedule. This is my timetable available for this week. I have different lessons available as well. Great. So as I said, if you have a question, put your comment here in the chat, and just give me one moment and I will make this bigger in a different window, and people can leave a comment if they wish. So I'll just make this in a different window, and that way it's easier for everyone to comment during the lesson if you have a question or if you have any doubts. So let's begin. This is the first scene, and it will be difficult. So first, I play the video with no support, no assistance, and you try to understand exactly what is happening. It will be very difficult, but second, I will explain the script, the words, the vocabulary, and I will teach you the expressions. And then number 3, we will play the video again to pay attention to the script at the same time. So that is the structure, that is the method, and I think it's a very good activity for you to practice your listening to Irish conversation. This is very realistic, and it's very good practice for you to try. So let's begin. And the first scene is coming now. So I will play the video just for the first time for you to listen. And good luck.
You're stuck, like myself.
Fair point.
Ruth, go on inside, honey. I'll make you and Junior both hot chocolates. You see, single parents like ourselves need to be flexible, back each other up.
So this was the last scene, and now we start the new scene.
doing all right, isn't he?
Isn't the worst.
I just hope he has the cop on to not try and charm her.
Like what you done with your hair?
Seriously? You up your game when you're chatting to my customers?
When? Well, does that mean I have the job?
It's figure of speech.
I know I'd be great at it.
Well, let's see how you go polishing those tables.
I can see myself in this one already.
Do you spend a lot of time looking in the mirror too?
Do my best at what I have.
Slide by with your good looks.
So I'm just eye candy here.
You're not the scruffiest looking lounge boy I've ever hired.
You chatting me up. I'm flattered, but is that allowed here?
In your dreams, you chance it. Letting him into the place might be such a terrible idea. Give him an air behind the bar later on.
I promise.
Very good. Very, very good, because it's a very realistic scene, and I hope you understood more or less what was happening. The boy is trying to start a new job. Okay, so let me go back. Yeah, the boy is starting the new job in the bar, and he is on trial. So just a training experience first. And these two people are permanent, and the lady is the owner on the left. The other lady is the owner. So the owner enters, and the lady says, he's doing okay, isn't he? Remember, this is a tag question. Grammatically, this is a tag question on the right, and it's very typical in conversation to ask a question at the end of the sentence. Very, very typical. And this grammatically is called a tag question. So he's doing okay in the job. He's doing fine. He's doing everything correct. He's doing okay. This man, he's not the worst. And this is another good expression. So he is being sarcastic a little. And he says the boy is not the worst worker. He's a good worker. There are possibly worse people you can get. So he's not the worst. It's a very fluent expression as well. So he is happy with the worker. Now we see some very important vocabulary, specifically from Ireland, and a bit difficult to understand. So the lady says, I just hope he has the cop on. So this is very, very fluent and difficult to understand. So the key part is the cop on. This is a verb, also to cop on, and this means to be intelligent, to be smart, to think good, and to use your head, like common sense. So the verb is to cop on. You need to cop on. You need to be smart. You need to be intelligent. You need to use your head. So in this context, I hope he has the cop on. This is the substantive form of the verb, and I hope he has the intelligence. I hope he is smart enough not to try and charm her. So this is the key verb as well. To charm the person is to try and speak very positively, maybe excessively positively to the person. So to charm a person is maybe to compliment too much. So this lady is afraid, she is worried that the boy will try and charm the lady, because it's probably not appropriate because he's only working in the job. So that's the context. Very fluent, very good quality English for conversation, very normal and very important to understand. So the boy begins, and maybe I'll make this text a little bit bigger as well. I'll turn it to say maybe size 32. Yes, okay, perfect. So the boy says, I like what you have done with your hair. Okay, so here we have the present perfect, and the boy is complimenting the owner, complimenting the lady, charming the lady, I like what you have done to your hair. Okay, so he's definitely charming the owner. The owner says, seriously, and this is a very important expression, to up your game is the key part here. So you need, you should, you want to up your game means to improve your conversation, to improve your chat, to improve your interaction. You need to up your game, increase your performance when you are chatting conversation to my customers. So the owner is joking and wants the boy to improve his conversation, to improve his vocabulary, improve his attitude with the customers. Okay, because it's a very clear compliment. I like what you've done with your hair. The boy hears the word when and he says, does that mean I have the job? So he is training on trial and he wants the job. So he is asking the lady, does he have the job permanently? And the owner says it's a figure of speech. This is a very difficult expression to explain, but basically it's a comment. For example, this comment is just an expression. It's a figure of speech. I don't mean literally. The owner does not mean literally. She is just chatting. So she is not seriously telling him he has the job. She is just chatting. So it's only a figure of speech. That's very difficult to understand. The boy continues, you know, I will be great at this job. So I will be in the future, I will be very good in this position. I will be very good in this job. And that's the key part of the preposition. I will be great at this job. I will be very good in this position. And the owner responds, well, let's see. So let us see what happens. Let's see how you go. This basically means how you do. And the verb is to polish. So the table is made of wood. You need to clean the table and you need to polish with the spray. So to polish is important because we have different contexts as well with the verb to polish. For example, when you finish your food or you finish your drink, in English we say to polish off your food, to polish off your drink, and this means to finish completely. It's possible to polish your English, to polish your Spanish, and this means to improve your English or to improve your Spanish. So it's very interesting vocabulary here. And basically he's polishing the table. Of course, you can have nail polish. Nail polish is the product you put on your nails to protect or to color your nails, nail polish. Of course, this is different from the nationality Poland and you're Polish. So the pronunciation is very, very different from the nationality of the country Poland and the person is Polish. But this verb is to polish. Okay. And the boy jokes. He can see himself in the table, in the reflection. He can see himself very clearly. So that was the conversation. I can see myself in this table because it's very clean and very polished. So again, a joke and sarcastic as well. The owner asked the questions, do you spend a lot of time looking in the mirror? Do ya? So yeah, obviously is you, and the mirror is the object on the wall. When you look at the object and you see your reflection, this is the mirror. So the question is, do you spend a lot of time looking in the mirror? Do ya? Again, this is considered a tag question. Grammatically, this is a tag question. Very important part of English, typically in conversation. And that was the question. So let me make this a bit bigger as well, just to make the text a bit bigger, the same size. And we move to size 32 as well. Okay, so yeah, the boy continues. I do the best with what I have. So he is suggesting he has good appearance, he has good look, and he does the best with the things that he has. So you do the best with what you have. It's just a conversational expression, not too difficult, but interesting. The owner continues, slide by. This is very difficult to understand, but the verb is to slide, and you have the mirror, and maybe you pass the mirror or you pass the people. It's very strange vocabulary, but slide by is similar to walk past or pass people with your good looks, with your attractive appearance. Okay? The boy says, so I am just eye candy here. And this is a very famous expression. Candy is like sweets. And eye candy is an expression to say the person is very attractive. The person looks very beautiful, and therefore this person is known as eye candy. People only look at the beauty and maybe no interaction. So just eye candy, only very pretty to look at. Okay, so I'm just eye candy here. So it's a very famous expression and very interesting comment. The lady continues, well, you are not the scruffiest looking lounge boy I have ever hired. So this is very important because the adjective is scruffy, and scruffy is a very interesting adjective in English. It means dirty, untidy, rough. So we have different synonyms for scruffy: dirty, untidy, rough. And here we have the superlative. So the adjective is scruffy, scruffier is the comparative, and the superlative is scruffiest. So you are not the worst looking person she has contracted, or she has employed, or she has hired. So the verb to hire is the same as contract. And the lounge boy is the position. In the bar, you are a lounge boy or a lounge girl, and you collect the glasses and you do the basic work and the basic jobs. And the boy says, you chatting me up. So this is the phrasal verb, to chat somebody up is very similar to flirt. The verb in English is to flirt, and this is when you are interested romantically in a person and your vocabulary and your comments are directed at this person in a romantic sense and a romantic tone. This is known as the verb to flirt, and that's the context here, to chat the person up. The boy says, I'm flattered. So the verb to flatter is to charm. Very similar to charm somebody. To flatter somebody is to praise or to tell somebody they are fantastic, they are amazing, and I am flattered. I feel amazing because of your comment. But is that permitted? Is that allowed here? Are you permitted? Are you allowed to flirt, to flatter, to charm people here? Okay, so very interesting vocabulary. And the lady continues, in your dreams. So you wish, because I am not chatting you up, you wish, you dream of this scenario. And here is a very important word in Ireland. A chancer is a person who takes a risk. In English we say cheeky. If the person is very cheeky, they are also known as a chancer. So a chancer is known as a person who takes a risk and is very brave, valiant, courageous, and also cheeky. In English, a cheeky person. The lady continues, letting him, permitting him, allowing him into the pub, into the place, the location, might not be, very difficult modal verb, possibly, may, could, might not be a terrible idea, such a terrible idea. Give him an hour behind the bar in the position. So the lounge boy typically collects, but now he's in a different position behind the bar serving the drinks. Later on basically means later in the afternoon. Okay, so very, very interesting conversation, some very important vocabulary. And now we play again to try and follow the script at the same time as the video. Okay, and good luck. If you have a question, please put your question here. I don't see any questions at the moment, but during the lesson, if you have a question, if you have a doubt, please put your doubt in the comment section here if you have any questions. Okay, let's begin. And this will be interesting. So let's go.
Need to be flexible, you know. Back each other up.
Okay.
He's doing all right, isn't he?
He's not the worst.
I just hope he has the cop on to not try and charm her.
Like what you done with your hair?
Seriously? You want to play our game when you're chatting to my customers?
When? Oh, does that mean I have the job?
It's figure of speech.
I know I'd be great at it.
Well, let's see how you go polishing those tables.
I can see myself in this one already.
Do you spend a lot of time looking in the mirror, too?
Do my best at what I have.
Yeah. Slide by with your good looks.
So I'm just eye candy here.
You're not the scruffiest looking lounge boy I've ever hired.
You chatting me up. I'm flattered, but is that allowed here?
In your dreams, you chancer. Letting him into the place might be such a terrible idea. Give him an air behind the bar later.
Very interesting, and this is very realistic conversation in Ireland. Very typical conversation and very fast, full of expressions and very important activity for you to practice. Listening to this video is difficult. It requires concentration, it requires a lot of time, but I think it is worth doing this activity because you will learn a lot of information from this lesson. You will learn the accent, the velocity, and the vocabulary and the expressions. These are very, very typical expressions in English we have all the time in conversation, specifically in Ireland with the Irish accent from Dublin at the moment. And the boy, I think, is from maybe a different part of Ireland as well. So it's very, very good activity and very interesting. Okay, so let's continue to the next scene, and I'll just make this a little bit bigger again so everybody can see the text very, very clear. And first, we listen to the scene with no support and no assistance, and later we play the video again with the script explained and we try to understand. Again, if you have a question, put your question here, and there's no question at the moment, so that is okay. So let's begin with the next scene and let's go.
I promise I'll stop pestering once we get someone permanent.
Fine. Okay. Look, I'll drop in when you need me here and there.
Tonight?
You really are pushing it. Look, can I go home and do a bit of dinner first?
Yeah, perfect. I'm on the way to the night safe now. But if you could do the late run, I'd really appreciate it.
What's with Jer dropping cash so often anyway?
She has some new rule about how much can be left in the place. I don't argue, I just do what I'm told.
She must be doing well.
Is she ever not?
What about that last crowd she was using? I thought they were good.
Not enough for Jer. Anyway, look, we'd both be a lot happier if it wasn't me having to do it.
Are you worried?
No, it's hardly a Brinks delivery.
Still, not some scumbag getting lucky. Just give me a call when the next lot's due.
Thanks.
Okay, very interesting because the context, this man needs money. This man is desperate for money and he needs to pay the person the other two people are speaking about. It's very complicated, of course, because it's a series, but this man desperately needs money and he's planning to maybe take the money from the other two people. So very interesting conversation. Again, very fluent, very normal, very typical conversation in English and specifically in Ireland. And at the beginning, the lady said, I promise I'll stop pestering. This is the key word in the text. The verb to pester is to disturb, to bother, to annoy, to frustrate. So I will stop bothering you, I will stop annoying you, I will stop frustrating you, I will stop pestering you. If somebody is pestering you, they are constantly asking the question, once we get someone permanent, when we receive a permanent person in this position, fine, okay, look, I'll drop in. And this is a phrasal verb. To drop in is to visit, but basically he will visit and work. You drop in to the company, or you drop into the job or to the position, and you start working. When you need me, here and there. This has the significance occasionally. For instance, I go to the cinema here and there. I go to the cinema occasionally, not all the time. We can also say every now and then has the significance occasionally. The lady asked the question, tonight, is it possible you drop in, you come tonight? And the boy says, you really are pushing it. This is a very famous expression in Dublin. When somebody is bothering you and annoying you, they are pushing you. And in this case, he is pushing it. The lady is pushing the situation. She's very forceful. She's persistent and she's annoying him. The other expression in English is to push your luck. If you push your luck, you are being very pushy and very persistent, but you need to be careful because you're annoying the other person to push your luck. Okay. Then the boy says, look, listen, can I go home and do a bit of dinner first? This basically means to make a small piece of dinner because he is very hungry. Can I go home and make dinner? Do a bit of dinner. So it's very typical expression and conversation. Yeah, perfect. I'm on the way to the night safe. So the night safe is the location for the money. And she is going to the safe, the place, with the money to deposit in the night. And this man is interested because he desperately needs the money. But if you could do the late run, and the late run is the transfer of money from the company to the bank. This is the context. And in the previous scene, we have seen the context, the run of money to bring the money from one shop to the bank. I would really appreciate it. The boy says, what's with, and this means what's the situation with Jer dropping cash, leaving cash so frequently, so regularly in the bank? Why is she constantly doing the run of money? Why? What's with it? What's with Jer? Can you explain the story? She has some new rule about how much can be left in the place. She has a new rule about how much money is possible, permitted to be in the company, to be in the shop at that time. And the lady says, I don't argue. I just do what I am told. Very interesting expression. I don't complain. I don't argue. I just do what I am told. So grammatically, this is the passive. So this grammatically is the passive voice. The manager, Jer, is telling her to do something and she does what she is told. She must be doing well. So Jer probably is in a good situation because financially she is making money. Is she ever not? So she has a reputation of doing very well. Again, what about? What's the situation? Can you explain to me what about? That last crowd is a group, but specifically the business, that last company she was using. I thought they were good. Not enough, not good enough for Jer. Anyway, look, we would both be a lot happier if it wasn't me having to do it. So a bit of a difficult sentence, but very important as well. And hypothetical conditional, we would be happier, a lot happier, if it wasn't me having to. obligation to do it, and it is the run of the money. Why are you worried? Are you stressed? Are you occupied? Are you anxious? No, it's hardly a Brinks delivery. Brinks is the name of the company that transports the money safely. And hardly is the key word here. It's not the Brinks delivery. And it's emphasis that it's absolutely not. It's a simple delivery. It's nothing serious. So because Brinks delivery is for serious quantities of money. Still, however, you don't want some scumbag. So this is obviously a very derogatory word, a very insult. Scum is like dirt. For example, on your drink, you might have scum at the top, and it's the horrible part of the drink. And a scumbag is a very strong insult for a person that you do not like. So it's a very bad, derogatory, insulting word. Getting lucky, becoming fortunate, getting lucky in terms of taking the money. Okay, just give me a call when the next lots. So a lot is a group. The lot of money, the next quantity, the next group of money is due, and due means expected. Okay, so lots of important vocabulary. Scumbag, the next lot is due. Hardly, worried. What about that crowd, that business? So let's look again at the beginning of this scene, and we can try and follow the vocabulary at the same time again with the script. Okay, so good luck again. And any questions, please put your question here in the chat and I can answer any questions that you have. So let's go.
I promise I'll stop pestering once we get someone permanent.
Fine. Okay. Look, I'll drop in when you need me here and there.
Tonight?
You really are pushing it. Can I go home and do a bit of dinner first?
Yeah, perfect. I'm on the way to the night safe now. But if you could do the late run, I'd really appreciate it.
What's with Jer dropping cash so often anyway?
She has some new rule about how much can be left in the place. I don't argue, I just do what I'm told.
She must be doing well.
Is she ever not?
What about that last crowd she was using? I thought they were good.
Not enough for Jer. Anyway, look, we'd both be a lot happier if it wasn't me having to do it.
Oh, you're worried?
No, it's hardly a Brinks delivery.
Still, not some scumbag getting lucky. Just give me a call when the next lot's due.
Thanks.
Okay, great. So I think with the script it helps a lot, and it's very interesting to understand the expression and the speech at the same time. Again, it's a very good activity to practice your listening, and specifically related to the Irish accent, the Dublin accent, and the script and the expressions here at the same time. Okay, so we're nearly finished. We've one more scene to do, and let's begin with the scene and just I'll make this text a little bit bigger so you can see the text. And any questions? So if you have a question, please put your question here in the comments, and I can say the question here. Any questions? You are welcome to leave your comment in the chat here if you have any doubts with the vocabulary, if you don't understand me, etc., etc. Okay, so let's begin. And again, we play the scene first with no help, no assistance, and later I explain the expressions and the vocabulary, and finally we play the video again with the video and the script at the same time. So let's begin.
Ah, how did it go? Oh, great. Until I dropped the tray of cocktails all over a customer. Your face, classic.
Oh, Carol appreciates your sense of humour.
Have to try me out behind the bar tonight. What?
Oh.
Yeah, just came home to grab some grub first.
You must have impressed her, so.
Keeping charm, right?
It works until it doesn't, so use it wisely.
They always do.
No, seriously, there's a difference between charming someone and impressing them.
Yes, master.
Hey,
Yeah.
well done so far. I wasn't sure how it'd go with Carol.
Ah, didn't I tell you she loved me?
Hey, don't overdo it.
Yeah, exactly. Know your boundaries.
Lads, don't worry. I got this.
Hey.
Okay, very good. A very quick scene again, but very realistic. You have the son, the father, and I don't know the relationship with this girl. I'm not sure exactly, but definitely it's the father and the son, and the lady works in the bar as well. So the father asks the question, how did it go? And basically, how was the job? Your first day in the company, how was everything? It was great until everything was good until I dropped a tray of cocktails all over the customer. So a tray is the object to carry the drinks, an object to carry the food. That is a tray. And he said he dropped the tray of cocktails, the drinks, over the customer. So that would be a bad situation. And he was joking. He said, "Ha, your face, your reaction of your face was funny." And I was joking. A classic joke. Okay. The father continues, "I hope Carol appreciates your sense of humor." So I hope Carol really recognizes and understands your sense of humor, because I don't appreciate your humor because it's not funny. They want to try me up. So to try me is really the same as try me up. There's no real importance of the preposition up here. So they want to try me, to test me behind the bar tonight. Yeah, I just came home. To grab is to take, to get, to grab a coffee, grab a sandwich, grab lunch, to take. And grub is the significance for food. So I came home to take some food, to have some food first. Okay, so very interesting. You must have impressed her. So it's clear, it's obvious you impressed her. So means in that case. Then. So it's very fluent, very typical, and must have is the key. So there's no doubt you definitely impressed her. The boy continues, deal in, like business, negotiate, exchange in charm. And charm is the ability to speak very well about another person, like praise. Well, it works until it doesn't. An interesting expression. So the charm functions, the charm has the impact until it doesn't have the impact. So that's an interesting expression here. It's not typical, but it's logical. We understand the sentence. So use it wisely. Use the charm in a good way, with intelligence. Be very clever, be smart. I always do. Do is the substitution for the previous verb. I always use it wisely. No, seriously, there's a difference between charming somebody and impressing somebody. So a very good sentence. There is a difference between charming somebody and impressing somebody. So be careful. Yes, master. So of course he is being sarcastic again. Hey, there you are. When the lady enters, and there you are is an interesting way to say hello. So this, in fact, basically means hello. There you are. How are you? Hello. Well done so far. Well done until this moment, until now. I wasn't sure how it would go. I wasn't sure how the performance would be, how the job would be with Carol. Ah, didn't I tell you she would love me? Very difficult structure. So I told you in the past is the same structure. Didn't I tell you? Very difficult because it's the negative and the past, but it's the question. She would love me, hypothetically. Hey, don't overdo it. This is very important. Overeat means to eat excessively. Overdrink, drink excessively. Overdo, to do something excessively with her. So don't be excessive with the charm with her. Yeah, exactly. Know your boundaries. This is a very famous expression because in a relationship, you have boundaries, you have respect, and you need to recognize and respect the boundary, the limit of the relationship. So that's the case here. Know your boundaries with this person. Lads, boys, girls, people, don't worry, I got this. That basically means it's under control. I have this in control. I got this. Okay, So let's play this last scene again with the script at the same time and try to understand very well the situation again. So let's go.
Ah, how did it go?
Oh, great. Until I dropped the tray of cocktails all over a customer.
Your face, classic. Oh, Carol appreciates your sense of humour.
Wants to try me out behind the bar tonight. Look.
Oh.
Yeah, just came home to grab some grub first.
You must have impressed her, so.
Div and charm, right?
It works until it doesn't, so use it wisely.
They always do.
No, seriously, there's a difference between charming someone and impressing them.
Yes, master.
Hey,
Yeah.
well done so far. I wasn't sure how it'd go with Carol.
Didn't I tell you she'd love me?
Hey, don't overdo it with her.
Yeah, exactly. Know your boundaries.
Lad, don't worry. I got this.
So very, very good, because it's very realistic. It's a very typical conversation with Irish people in Irish accents and using expressions that are typical here in Dublin and Ireland as well. So I think this activity is very useful and very important to understand Irish people speaking very quickly in conversation. So I hope this video helps. I hope this lesson will help you understand a little bit more. These are typical expressions. I hope you understand me. I know I'm speaking very quick. I'm speaking very normally. So it might be difficult for you to understand me because we have some people from different parts of the world with very little English. But that's my intention, to try and show you some expressions related to Dublin. Okay, that's everything for today. Remember, if you have a question, if you have a comment, you can leave your comment in the chat. I don't see any questions here at the moment. Crew, thank you so much. Yes, and conversation is important. So conversation practice is very, very important to learn English. My position at the moment is a bit difficult to practice conversation at the moment because of the location. We have a lot of people at home, but it might be the best way to improve and really to grow the lessons conversation. So maybe in the future I can do some conversation classes to practice a little. Okay, but my idea at the moment is just to record some lessons and to give lessons live for different topics. Okay, so thank you, crew. And if you have any specific question with vocabulary, any doubts, please ask me your question here and I will be able to answer it. If you want to follow on social media, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Pinterest, and WhatsApp, you can see all the information here, and that's possible for you to connect if you want. Also, we have my schedule. This is my plan and my timetable and my schedule for this week. Today we are finished, and today was the Irish accent and vocabulary section. Tomorrow we continue with grammar and we continue with IELTS. In fact, a speaking session. So tomorrow at Friday, crew ma'am, if you're listening, crew, if you want to practice your speaking, if you want to record your speaking in English, this would be perfect for tomorrow, because I need students to record and practice speaking, like a video or an audio. Send me and I can correct your speaking during the lesson. So if you understand me, hopefully you can send me some recording speaking, a topic, 1 minute, 2 minutes, topic about your country, about whatever you want, and I can correct the writing and the speaking. I correct the speaking during the lesson tomorrow. So if you are able to send me some speaking practice, record your video or record your audio and send to me, and I can correct your speaking for tomorrow's lesson. That's a possibility. Also, if people want to support me, they can make a transfer here with the bank, a donation, or you can use the PayPal information in the Facebook page as well if you want to support me for my lessons. Advertising, if you are a company, if you are a business and you want to advertise your company during my lesson, you can put your company here and I can promote your company and explain a little about your company during my lesson. That's a possibility as well if you want. And that's it. So thank you everybody for your attention today. Thank you for watching live and thank you for watching recorded as well. I don't think we've any more questions, so that's okay. And have a very good Thursday, a very good afternoon, and hopefully I see you tomorrow in the morning for the grammar lesson. Thank you so much. Have a good day and talk to you soon. Bye bye.